Welcome to the Healing Spirits Here and There podcast with Terri and Amanda, where you'll hear spiritual perspectives, weird mediumship experiences, and try intuitive and trust building exercises for yourself. Join us every Friday. Like and subscribe to never miss a show, and let's get started.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Healing Spirits Here and There podcast. I'm Terri.
I'm Amanda. And today we are going to be talking about the language of flowers. Doesn't that sound beautiful?
That sounds beautiful.
I've heard of it before and I've actually looked it up in the past, but it's summertime, everything is blooming. I think it's a great time to revisit the meaning of flowers and how you can use them to enhance your gift giving and just figure out what does your favorite flower mean. Maybe it's something significant and you haven't realized it. I just think it's a really fun topic that everybody can relate to in some way because we all receive and give flowers. Maybe, hopefully.
Right.
A long time ago, that reminds me, my ex-husband, at some point in our relationship, I said, don't waste your money on flowers. You spend money on them and then they just die. And it's true. And he never bought me flowers again. And then I always regretted it. I'm like, oh man, don't tell anybody that. I don't want them all the time, but every now and then.
When we lived in California, I had a walkway, and Les would every day bring me flowers. Maybe one or two roses. And at the end of the week, I would get a bouquet of flowers, usually always roses. And I too said, those die really quick, and we're really wasting money on those. So he's like, well, what do you want me to do? I said, well, let's go to the store. We'll buy some rose bushes, and then I'll always have them out front. So we lined the walkway with rose bushes, and when they were in bloom, he would cut one off and bring it in. That made me happy.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So
then it's fresh and it lasts longer and it's still blooming and the whole plant isn't dead.
Right.
Yeah. This also reminds me, talking about flowers, just remembering to stop and be present. The corny saying, stop and smell the roses. It's true. It's a time to do it, to just be and, enjoy those quiet moments in nature when we can, especially now when it's not freezing. Because it was so freezing for so long.
You know what flowers remind me of? Elementals.
Ooh. What do you mean? I don't know about elementals.
Like tree spirits or flower spirits or little fairies. I know they're going to think, oh, Terri's lost her shit now. But I do believe in them. And I have a rose, a picture of, and it was, my grandma died. I gave her a rose bush, and now it's really big. Of course, in the hospital it was tiny. And sometimes when it blooms, it reminds me of my grandma. So sometimes people plant flowers and plant bushes or rhodies or whatever. And I took a picture of it, and I swear it's got a face. You know how we see faces in the clouds? I just see faces. Or if it's like a snapdragon, I like snapdragons because they just look so like a face.
Are they the ones that kind of resemble the ones in Alice in Wonderland that have little faces that sing and talk? I'll have to put a picture.
I don't know, but snapdragons, you pinch them a little bit and they kind of open their mouths a little bit.
I think I'm thinking of a different flower.
They're my son's favorite. If he had to have, I'm like, why? He goes, because look what you could do to it. Ever since he was younger, it's been his like, guys don't usually have a favorite flower, but he's always liked those.
Gotcha.
I just called him out on the podcast. Okay, so about the flower essence, about the flowers, there's also flower essence, and we use that for healing, or you take tinctures of certain flowers. And so that was, people are thinking now they're not talking about mediumship or psychic stuff, they just went to flowers, but there's a reason, because you could also use them in many, many ways. We use them in the oils.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, absolutely. And because they have their own meaning and vibration, they can be messages to you from
Mhm.
loved ones, or from you to other people. And so I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of meaning in nature, whether we recognize it daily or not.
Mhm.
The more
Yeah.
we become aware of it, the
Mhm.
easier it is to interpret messages from spirit or
Mhm.
nature or your loved ones.
Well,
So,
when your rose bush is blooming and it's full of snow, it's a
mhm.
sign for me. When your grandmother's
Oh,
rose bush is
yeah.
blooming, it's a sign,
Hmm.
you know?
I have a plant from my sister's memorial, and it's going on 7 years I've had it, and it blooms with just 1 flower,
Oh,
and this year it has 2 at the same time. It's the first year ever, and
aw.
so that's really special. So I'm like, "Oh, I
See?
don't know. Maybe it gets more
Flowers,
over time." I don't know what
right.
kind of plant it is. I don't remember, but I
Mhm.
got it.
Oh,
So let
it
me
would it
tell
would die at my house. If it ain't outside, it dies.
So let me
Go
tell
ahead.
you guys a little bit about the language of flowers, which is also known as floriography. It's a means of communication through the use of flowers. And it's an ancient practice that has been used in various cultures throughout history to convey emotions, messages, sentiments. Obviously, I know you guys get that, but each flower has a specific meaning or symbolism. So you can arrange flowers to express a certain thought or feeling without the need for words. And it's really interesting. The origins of floriography can be tracked all the way back to ancient civilizations such as Egyptians, Greeks, Romans. So, and they use them in religious ceremonies, for symbols of
Mhm.
love and beauty and conveying
Weddings,
messages.
weddings, funerals, they're very,
Yep.
yeah, they're all
Yeah.
around us.
Yeah.
Love it.
And in the Victorian era, too, their specific meanings were compiled into comprehensive books known as actual flower dictionaries. And that's where the language of the flower dictionaries came from. So I know, Terry, that you have a book you're using today that goes over the meanings of flowers, and maybe that's where something like that originated from.
Yeah, but some of the meetings, I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know. There's some flowers I would don't want now because if you knew I know their meanings, like I laugh and say, "Okay, Amanda, look up the black rose," right? Because that's
Mhm.
symbolic in so many things. And like today, oddly enough, I thought, well, I'm going to go look that up. But the black rose is end of a significant life, i.e., a relationship or life or whatever. And so that's a proper meaning. That's a proper meaning. But
Like,
but the black
mm,
roses I think are beautiful. So,
oh, totally. But they represent death,
or
right?
an end of a relationship. So
Yeah.
if you got divorced, that's not death. It's just like with every end, there's a new beginning. So something that ends.
Yeah. I guess you could see it either way. Like the death of something, the death of a relationship could be the
Mhm.
ending of it.
The ending of a job.
Yeah. I guess you don't have to go so gruesome with the word death.
Right?
So, well, let's go classic here and start with the rose to
Let's.
just give you guys some of these meanings. And of course, rose comes in many colors, and we will just go over a handful.
Well, the roses I have is obviously expression of love, right? That's what you
Yep.
just said. And
Yep.
then the red says passionate love.
Yeah.
But then there's white, which is pure loyalty and innocence.
Yep. I also
And
have
then,
new beginnings.
oh, for white,
Hmm.
see, black and white, yin and yang.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then a significant one that I see that comes up a lot is yellow, which is like a
Hmm.
platonic love, friendship,
Hmm. I get
joy.
that. Hmm.
Are there any other rose colors that you think are significant enough to share?
I wouldn't. Didn't write any of them down because there was only red and white in here in the
Oh,
book.
okay. Okay.
And but that's kind of what those say. But some of these, when we go down into this book on what
Mhm.
they mean, is like weird. How did you even come up with that? That's why you have more logical, great. meaning of flowers, and I've got this weird
Mhm.
stuff going on over here, but that's okay. I'm quirky.
So the meanings assigned to each flower were often based on their appearance, scent, folklore, and cultural significance or mythological references. Just so you know, that's kind of how they came up with some of the definitions of them.
Hmm.
At least that's what it says when I read about it.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. It just my mind just goes to, well, how did you know the rose was a rose to smell like a rose? How did they
Someone just
come?
called it a
Right?
rose. I don't know.
Right. I was contemplating, my wheels were going. I was like, hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, what's our next one?
So let's do lily. And there's tiger lily. I know we had talked
I
about.
got that one.
Okay.
Yeah. The tiger lily I have, it says passion, but this is the answer after it. This is what I'm talking about. My
Okay.
love knows no bounds.
Oh, I have a completely different definition.
Go ahead.
Wealth and prosperity.
Tiger lily.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks because I'm seriously allergic to them.
Well, we have lily of the valley.
I like those. They're outside, but yes. What's it
Their
say?
happiness, humility, and sweetness. That
Yeah.
sounds lovely.
Yeah. I know there's calla lilies, day lilies, and I love them all. They're blooming right now in my yard, but as long as they're out there,
Mhm.
they're fine. But if I have a bouquet in the house or walk into a doctor's office, I will know it's there.
Yeah.
Terran too.
Do you have lilac in there in your book?
In my book?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll look. You talk about lilac, I'll look.
Okay.
I'm sure it's in
So
here.
next I have calla lily, which is beauty and elegance.
Mm,
So
it
if
is.
you know a fantastic lady or something that's beautiful and elegant, like, a mom or grandma or something, those would be good flowers to give her.
Yes. I like that. I don't I'm still looking. I have to
That's okay.
figure out
Okay,
where my
let's
page
move
went.
on
Okay, go
to
ahead.
tulip. And gosh, there's so many colors of tulips, so we won't go over them all, but they do have their own individual
Mine doesn't
meanings
give
for
a
the
color.
colors. What?
Mine don't give a color meaning.
Oh, okay. What does yours say for tulip?
By this token, I declare my passion.
Oh man. The first meaning for tulip is declaration of love, which matches what you said. And
Wow.
then I I have purple is royalty, nobility.
Oh.
But I've heard purple, right, is just a color of nobility and
But I would take purple into spirituality though.
ooh, yeah, that's a
I
good
would.
point.
What was you asking me to look up?
Oh, I was wondering if you had lilac because I have lilac trees in my backyard and
Mm-hmm.
they are fragrant, but they only bloom once a year for like 2 weeks and then they're gone.
The only one word underneath lilac is newness.
Ooh. I
Newness.
live, maybe I shouldn't say what street I live on, but it's the name of a flower.
Yeah.
I'll have to
True. Don't do that. True.
Yep.
Okay. Your next one? Oh, tulip. That was tulip. I got to mark my tulip off. Okay, go ahead.
Mark your tulip. What about, do you got daisy on your list?
I do. It says temperance. I will give you an answer in a few days. I might learn to love you.
What?
Dude, it's in a spiritual book. I don't know.
It's almost like someone asking, like giving a proposal, and the daisy in return is like, maybe I'll consider it.
Can you imagine a wedding and all done in daisies if this is what we're looking
Oh
at?
my
I
gosh.
might learn to love you,
Yeah, maybe.
but I love daisies.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I have sunflower.
Oh my God, I was going to say, crap, sunflowers, Taryn's favorite. Like, we have to
Oh,
talk about it. And I got the book and you said sunflower. Go ahead.
yep. Adoration, loyalty, and warmth. Do
What
you
was the
have
first
some
word?
adoration?
Hmm. This says you're an absolute knockout.
How are the definitions so different?
I don't know. It's just I don't know why it's in the book, to be honest, because I thought it was going to be like what I thought was, since it was in this book, was I like carnations, and that it was going to say what type of person you might be that you like carnations, or you know what I mean. I kind
Gotcha.
of thought it was going to
Yeah.
go like that, but it's not. Just hang in there. It's fun. It's over in 20 minutes.
Um, I have violet, which
That's my
it actually,
birth.
what?
That's my birth flower.
Oh, I wonder what my birth flower is. I didn't really ever think about a birth flower, but
See?
so
Go ahead.
violet is modesty, faithfulness, and virtue.
I don't think it should be mine.
Are
I'm
you
not
saying that
modest.
doesn't describe you?
I don't think I'm modest. And what was the other
Perhaps
one?
you are virtuous
Mhm.
and
That
faithfulness.
I am. That I am.
There you go.
Violet, modesty, your lack of presumptuousness is pleasing.
Like presumptuousness, is that what it
Yes.
is?
Yes, this is the
Oh.
word. Do you see I have glasses on? Mhm.
Nice. I would never have known that. I just
But
that's really interesting.
and it's one flower that I absolutely will kill in a nanosecond. I do not, they're very, very special flowers. I just can't get them to grow. Kind of like
Mm.
the iris. Is it iris? No. What's that pretty one you put in the window and it has flowers and they're everywhere? Orchids, 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 orchids.
Oh.
Now I know how to grow an orchid, but I cannot grow, I can't grow a lavender or violet. You said violet? Oh my God, what did you
Hey,
say?
hey, take a breath. I cannot grow a lavender.
I can grow lavender. I meant violet.
I know, I'm teasing. You were cracking me up. All right, let me look at this list.
I have one more on here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, it's carnation.
Okay.
And it says an indication of feelings. Then it says it gave me colors. It gave me two: red, passionate love, and white, pure affection, which
Sounds
goes back to
wonderful.
the colors that you're mentioning on the roses.
Yeah, they kind of match. The other thing that just occurred to me is that all these colors and everything, if you're working on like your energy systems, your chakras, about
Hmm.
finding flowers that match that and also wearing those colors. So if you're needing like to feel more love and passion, maybe do get some red carnations or red tulips or red roses. That could be a romantic passion, but who cares? If you're needing to bring more of that energy into your life, start filling your house, with things that match that for you. There's all kinds of different ways to use the energy of flowers and nature and colors in your life and to fill your home and surroundings with them.
Hmm. But if you go back to the flower essence and stuff and the
Yeah.
oils, I use them in the studio when I'm
Mhm.
burning, depending on my mood or maybe the type of client that's coming in.
Mhm.
July's flower is larkspur,
What is
and
that?
I don't know. I've never even heard of it. So it's a lark. Oh, I could show you a picture. Larkspur and a water lily. So you have
Oh.
two.
Oh,
So
I didn't even know I had one and now I have two.
yeah, I think
I
this is
can't.
the larkspur.
Oh.
Can you see
Oh,
it?
okay. Yeah, yeah. Wow. I
So the
like it.
larkspur.
Thank you.
It's not in the book.
That's okay. Larkspur.
Larkspur. So that's what you are.
That is what I am. Interesting. I'll look up the definition because I just don't know. Never heard of it. But we also wanted to. Oh, I guess before I move on, do you have any other flowers that you want to go over? Oh,
Not that I have
okay.
in my thing.
Nice. Well, just remember, guys, nature is powerful. Take your shoes off. Go put your feet in the grass and the sand. Don't forget to stop and sniff the roses and
Sniff
enjoy
the
yourself.
roses. Sniff the
Smell
roses.
the roses. Sniff them, whatever. But we also wanted to give you some updates.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys may have noticed we're doing shorter shows. I think that's for your benefit and ours. Just, people are busy, so we're keeping it short and it's summer. So I think that that's appropriate because everyone is busier.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you guys like it. If you don't, let us know. And then an update on Noah for anybody who's following my son's progress. He is unofficially cancer free. Woohoo! We
Mm-hmm.
will get more news in a month just to confirm that. So, thank you to anyone and everyone that has been sending prayers, love, and thoughts our way. We appreciate every single one of you.
Mm-hmm. Slightly explain unofficially.
Just it appears to be done,
Mm-hmm.
but they need to go back in 4 to 6 weeks and just verify there's no activity.
Cool.
So
Cool.
here we go.
So cool. So some of the other things that he had to endure or have stopped, and so now it's not so stressful. But I
Yeah.
did put the picture up and sent you some of the comment that somebody left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I
Really
like that.
incredible news for us. We're
Mm-hmm.
very, very happy. So we're going to be doing a giveaway and we're super excited. So let me explain. Terri has something. If you want to hold it up, Terri. She has a lunchbox, and there is something in this lunchbox. And to be eligible for this promo, you have to use your senses, your intuition to guess what is in that bag. What do you see, hear, feel? Like we've done on the show before. So Terri will hold that up in a minute, but you need to comment what you think is in that lunchbox, be subscribed to our channel, and also be subscribed to our newsletter, which I will have the link to that in the comment section and in the description of the video so you can't miss it. And then whoever has the correct answer, we will choose as the winner. If there's several correct answers, we'll just randomly choose one. And if there are no correct answers, we will still randomly choose one of you. And the prize is that we will have you on one of our next shows for a reading on the podcast with us using some of our psychic tools that we have used on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll be so fun. So Terri's going to hold up the lunchbox and pause if you need to. And decide what you think is in there.
I ran out of brown paper sacks, and this was on the counter, and I was like,
Okay, awesome.
okay.
So, and I'll put the instructions in the description of the video in case anybody forgot the things that you have to subscribe to. And if you are the winner, we will have your email from signing up for the newsletter. So we will email you.
Okay.
Okay. So participate, guys. I hope you do good.
I have a little something I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
And it's minus my horns popping out. That this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and everyone's going to be out there. I want everybody to be safe. But there was some people that get confused, and so I just got this little blurb, and it says Memorial Day is Monday the 29th in the US. It's a time for Americans to celebrate and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice while serving in the military. So we, Amanda and I, would like to thank all of you who have protected our country in the past as well as in the future.
Mm-hmm.
On a shout out, in the military, I was an ombudsman, and that is a liaison between the families and the ships, and I'm the communicator in the between the middle. So that was a very, really cool job that I did.
Oh, wow.
And but so I've witnessed a lot of military people. So my shout out goes to anybody and everybody I ever knew. But I do have a few that I just want to put their numbers out. And if I forgot you, just it's my mind, just sorry. But to my husband Les, to our son Jeffrey, to his best friend, our adopted son Brian, and his wife, Merlin, Terrence's husband, Rachel,
Mhm.
Mia's mom, and then our friend Scott, our friend Ray, our friend Larry and Jared, Simon and Dan. In 28 years of my husband's career, we have really taken this a very, very monumental time. You know what I mean? It's like maybe
Mhm.
his monumental's not there. I just, we wouldn't be where we are in this world if we didn't have the people that protected us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just about barbecues. Just saying. You
Yeah.
could, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing me to do that because, like, yes, I've already got my stuff out.
Heck yeah. Oh, Kitty's making an appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have a plethora of grandparents up there
Mhm.
that did.
Yeah.
Plethora. My dad, father was in. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of them.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for your service. And to all the families who have lost someone in service,
Hmm.
thank you so much for being there and signing up for that. That's a life
Hmm.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. When I
So
go to the
amazing.
store sometimes and I show my ID or something, or if I'm in the Safeway or something, to say Safeway,
Yeah.
and I pull out an ID for something or other, then they see it's my military or whatever. They tell me, thank you for your service. And I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
I did. I'm like, oh, thank you. It was the husband. And they were like, well, weren't you there helping? And I'm like, true, true. So any spouse
Yeah.
out there that held down the fort while your person was deployed, I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
taking care of the kids, moving from
moving.
city to city, like never
Hmm.
feeling planted in
Hmm.
one spot. That's a
Right.
lot.
Yeah. I once said the toughest job in the Navy is being a Navy wife. I have a story real quick about that. I went to go see George W. Bush and
Mhm,
John McCain. They came down to the waterfront, and
mhm,
we've never did anything like that in our lives, but I don't know how, but we went and we took Jeffrey and his little friend. And this is kind of funny because we went there and that's the shirt that I wore. It was a sweatshirt and it's just a sailor hat, big pink lips, and then like a salute. And that's
mhm.
and what it says on the thing, next thing you know, Secret Service came
Ooh,
and moved me and Les, and I said, grab the boys. And so he grabbed them, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Did I say something wrong? What happened? What happened? Where are we going? And they put us in the second row. So we didn't
yeah.
have to be way in the back where we were. And then when after he did his speech, he came off the stage and he came right through the line and he looked at my shirt and he said, that is a true statement. And then so they shook our hands, and here I am wanting an
Wow.
autograph, right? I'm wanting an autograph. And I have no paper and pen because you never thought you'd ever have this experience with somebody like that, right? And so
So
I
you
grabbed,
pulled down your shirt and asked him to autograph your boob.
no, I did not. I took money out of my wallet and I gave him money and a pen.
Oh my
And
god.
then my money disappeared. And then it came back to me signed. I had 3 bills that were signed. The
Wow.
little boy got one, I got one, and then Jeffrey got one.
Wow, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it's cool, but isn't that defacing money? But I don't care. It was just I still have it. I still have it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was we'd never had ever done anything like that, and it was at the
Mhm.
base, but it was something that Jeffrey remembers for a long time.
Yeah, I bet anybody's gonna remember that. That's
Yeah.
not
And
your
he's I
average
don't care
day.
what celebrity it is or what important person it is to experience that in your life. It's really amazing.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Wow.
that's my little
Cool.
story.
Well, cool. So we are gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Mhm.
And um, I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about next time, so we'll see.
Maybe we'll have a guest speaker, who knows?
Yeah, maybe we'll have on our podcast winner.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Yes.
see. You guys have to share so everybody can participate. We need people to interact here.
Mhm.
All right. From my heart to yours, I love you. Stay safe.
Mwah.